Hey guys, it's Melissa. I have had something on my heart. Actually, all day I've been thinking about this, and then a conversation I had with another distributor let me know, just confirmed that I needed to share this with you guys as soon as possible. So I just wanted to tell you, kind of back up a little bit and tell you a little tiny bit of my story. So before I joined It Works, my husband and I never really had extra. We would have like moments in the year where we had extra, but we mostly always just lived very paycheck to paycheck. And for a lot of the years, we actually lived without enough money. Like we would be behind on our bills regularly. We were very, very careful. We never spent any extra money on anything. Like we did not ever eat out, and we did not have cable, and we didn't even buy gifts for each other. And we would spend like $20 on gifts for our kids. And so we were very careful, but, there was just not the income. My husband's income has actually progressively gone down over the last few years, or last 10 years actually. And so even though we were getting out of debt, we weren't necessarily releasing a whole lot of extra income a month. So anyway, so several years ago, I was just kind of sick of it. We had like this huge desire to like take care of people. And we just for years, we were like, if we could, if someone had a financial need and we could take care of it, that would just be the most amazing thing in the world. And so, and we've always given, the Bible asks us to give 10%. So we have always done that. But we wanted to be able to give more. And so anyway, so a few years ago, I heard God say, you've never, I was crying and just complaining that I was like, we never have more than enough. And I heard God say, well, you've never asked for more than enough. You've always just asked for exactly enough. And I was like, that is actually very true. So I started praying a lot, asking God for more than enough. And it made me a little uncomfortable because I wasn't even sure if it was okay. I was like, maybe I just made that up. And so every time I prayed it, I would just ask that God would convict me if I was not hearing him accurately. And he never did. So I just kept praying that. And I would regularly list like, why did I want more than enough? And I was like, obviously it would be really nice to not worry about paying our bills. And obviously it would be nice to be able to go on a date or go on a vacation or, we homeschool our kids, or our youngest 5. And so like, I would really like for them to be able to be involved in some things, because otherwise they're just home with me all the time. But to have 6 kids involved in things is expensive. So, so obviously there's things like that, but really I just want to take care of people. Like I just have this, both Bill and I have this like yearning to be able to, God has taken care of us in such huge ways. Was not planning on crying, through people. Like he has given unbelievable blessings to us, and we just are dying to be in that place, to be able to do that for other people. Okay. So anyways, so I started It Works, and I realized very quickly that this has the potential to make some money, not only because my business was going really well, but because I could see, like I knew people who were triple and who were presidential and ambassador, and or I knew of anyways. And so, but then I started getting really nervous, and I was like, is this amount of money that you can make even okay? Like, is it sinful actually, is kind of what I worried about. And, I was kind of panicky for a few months, and Bill would laugh and be like, most of the fact that you're so worried, because I was worried that I would just be selfish with my money, and that I would make money and I would suddenly just buy myself everything I wanted and not give and not take care of people. And because I was like, well, maybe it's easy to say, but not actually easy to do. And he would laugh at me because he was like, the fact that you're so worried makes it clear that this is not going to be an issue. But anyways, so then I got to Double Diamond, and for the first time in our life, in our marriage, finances were really comfortable. Like we were able to do, we did not spend a lot of money. Like we're just not big spenders, but we were able to have all of our kids in the sports that they wanted. And we were able to not worry about the amount of gas money it would take to drive to all the sports that they were in. And we were able to eat out after church every Sunday as a family, which was just really kind of fun. And we were able to give a lot. Like every time there was a need, we'd be like, oh, we can help with that. And, sorry, I have a runny nose now from crying. Anyway, so it was really comfortable. And then I kind of went through this again where I was like, but maybe it's only okay to live with some money for a very short period of time. And so I actually lost my Double Diamond. I did not fight for it at all. I had more than enough volume. It just was unbalanced. And so it would not have been hard to have kept it for quite a few months. And then my volume kept going down, and I kept not fighting for it. And I realized that I was still struggling with what is it okay to make the kind of money that clearly this company is capable of offering. And the thing I heard God say to me was, Bill and I have always said, Lord, wherever you want us, we will go. We don't care what that means. We don't care how that looks. We have been working regularly for the last 17 years that we've been married to let go of our wants for our life and really embrace what God has planned. And a lot of what He's planned has been really hard and not always enjoyable, but we have learned how to be joy-filled through those things. And we have learned how to fall in love with each other and fall in love with God in a way that we didn't anticipate, and how to be grateful. We have learned how to be so grateful for such small things, whereas in the past I was kind of a spoiled brat, not because my parents spoiled me. I wanted things, and I would kind of have a fit inside when I didn't get the things I wanted. And so as I was kind of struggling through like this whole, maybe I should let myself go back down in the chart so that my income every month isn't very much, like, because I am more comfortable actually living really tightly because that is all we have ever done. And I heard God say to me, He's like, Melissa, you have always said that you'll go wherever I ask. Why is wealth not a part of that? And that has just really struck me. And I have prayed about that so much. And I have looked up Bible verses, and I've, read stories in the Bible, and I'm like, money is not the sin. Money is not a sinful thing. We can do amazing things with money. I just keep thinking, if I was presidential, do you know what God could do with us with all that money? Like, we could take care of so many people. And it's the love of money that is the issue. And I don't love money. And I used to love money, but God has really transformed that out of me. So if you're in a place where, we have these crazy bonuses that are being offered that we're able to go for, and if you're in a place where you are struggling to, in your head to really go after it because maybe you feel like it's sinful to get to a place where there's so much money, evaluate your heart. And if your heart is not about the money, if your heart is about freedom, being out of debt, like the Bible says, Dave Ramsey uses this verse in 1 Timothy, where he says a non-believer or a believer who does not take care of his family is worse than a non-believer. And that has stuck with me for the last 7 years, that the first time we heard it when we first started Financial Peace University with him, because sometimes I think it's easy for us to believe that we're supposed to live in poverty and we're supposed to live with nothing and we're supposed to never have anything extra. But the Bible doesn't say that. The Bible talks about giving and taking care of people and serving God, serving others, putting others before yourself. It doesn't say don't have money. It says do not love money. And so if you're in that place where you're really struggling, it took me a good 6 to 8 months to really process through that. And I'm going for triple, and I'm going for presidential this year. And I am not afraid. And I'm afraid to blitz to get there, but I'm not afraid because I know that God has crazy plans for all of us in this business. Some of it is personal, and some of it is to use us to take care of other people. So if you are afraid, I will be praying for you, even if I do not know your name, even if I don't know that you're afraid. God knows you're afraid. And I'm praying for you. Let God use you to be a light, even if that means with money.